Swimming continues here at the Grand Prix in Ann Arbor, the women's 400 meter. This is the B final. There you see the start list, the fastest qualifier. Nina Rangelova from Bulgaria competes out of Southern Methodist University. She will be in the middle of the pool in lane 4. Cameron Morris, North Baltimore Aquatic Club, in lane 5 was the second fastest qualifier. 8 lengths to the pool, 400 meter freestyle.
Rangelova just missed making the A final by 16/100ths of a second. The most important thing at these Grand Prix meets is to make sure you get a second swim in. Rangelova swims for longtime SMU coach Steve Collins.
It's like making the cut in a golf tournament. You want to stay along for the weekend.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a big accomplishment.
That's right. That's exactly a great analogy, Paul. I mean, you really, when you get to these type of meets where you have so many great swimmers and you get to this level, it's so important to try to get a couple swims under your belt because you're swimming at different times. I mean, prelims this morning were it was 9 a.m. and now you have to, change your whole body clock and come back and swim fast at night.
That's what's so remarkable to me about athletes like yourself, like Michael Phelps, it goes without saying, Natalie Coughlin, who we saw earlier, who's been, more than the picture. She's been the portrait of consistency. 11 Olympic swims, 11 Olympic medals. And
even Michael can't say that.
Beijing, yeah, right. Beijing was very different because the prelims were the night before, then you had to sleep on it and come back for the final. Amazing the consistency of the athletes in your sport at this level. The great ones, irrespective of the schedule, the prelims, the finals, swimming such great races time after time after time after time against the very best.
And if you look back, especially those two athletes to Beijing, a lot of controversy when that happened, when you had the prelims the night before and it was live actually back in prime time in the United States. Not one of those athletes complained. They said, hey, we'll swim anytime we have to. Put us in at midnight. We'll be out there and swimming. Because everybody was under the same conditions. You had a lot of athletes complain, but you heard very few complaints from the Americans.
Rangelova wearing her SMU cap. The 20-year-old, again out of Bulgaria, currently the leader. Coming up next in the final, as we mentioned, the American record holder Katie Hoff, Olympic silver in Beijing. Kate Ziegler will also be in the final along with Allison Schmidt. That final coming up at the conclusion of this B final, women's 400 meters.
It's going to be a great race between those three swimmers, the 3 fastest Americans in history, or 3 of the 4 fastest in history. Janet Evans, let's not forget about her.
Rangelova getting a run for her money right now. Cameron Morris out of North Baltimore in lane 5, coming right up on her.
Talk about Janet Evans and that great time of 4:03.85 that she went in 1988. A lot of people don't know, but Janet is actually on the comeback trail. Swimming now, competing, getting ready to compete. We'll see her compete this summer at some meets. It's going to be fun to watch her come back.
Headed for home in this B final, 100 meters, stroke for stroke. Rangelova in lane 4, Cameron Morris in lane 5. And they have pretty well separated themselves from the field, although Yanel Pinto out of Venezuela in lane 2 is starting to make a little bit of a move up into 3rd place.
Once again, getting back to Janet, she had the world record in this event from 1987 until 2006. That's 19 years. Laura Manadou broke that world record in May of 2006, and it's been broken 5 times since. And remember, that was with a lot of the swimsuit action. Those high-tech suits that came around in the early 2000s.
Good race here, coming down to the wire, about 20 meters to go. Rangelova in lane 4, the bright orange cap. Cameron Morris in lane 5, Rangelova a little bit of a lead, and who's going to get to the wall first? Morris touched out Rangelova, so Morris wins this B final. Rangelova in 2nd. That's a nice comeback by Cameron Morris. Nina Rangelova basically swimming this race by herself for the first 250 meters.
Another great product from North Baltimore. That was a spectacular last 15-20 meters.
So this is a kind of experience. This is a great B final experience for Cameron Morris. Only 16 years of age, comes from a wonderful program. And that was just a good, tough swim. Coming right back, another look at a closest can be finish.
You know, and Rangelova actually lifted her head up at the end, which might have cost her. Morris just beat her by 10/100ths of a second. That's 1/10. Brother swam at the World Championships in '09 and continues that great tradition of the Morris family swimming.